Senator, I'll give you one more kind of fun reaction to Elon Musk buying Twitter. The biggest loser in all of this is the guy who owns Parler. He's married to Candace Owens, and that's a bummer because if you're developing Parler, you really don't want Elon Musk taking over Twitter because it's going to be more fair and balanced. In any event, Taylor Lorenz, now Washington Post reporter, tweets out, "It's like the gates of hell opened on this site tonight."
Well, I mean, it goes to show you these hysterical reaction, not just from Democratic politicians, but from supposedly neutral, disinterested, objective so-called journalists. They're aghast that Elon Musk is now going to allow conservatives to express themselves on that platform, just how much they relied on the censorship and the content moderation and the policing of anything that was deemed inappropriate conduct. Again, as I detail in Only the Strong, social media tried to suppress my very simple common sense observation in 2020 that the story that the Wuhan coronavirus originated in some stupid food market just didn't hang together based on the facts that we all knew, not any kind of secret classified information, that rather it almost certainly came from research projects into bat-borne coronaviruses at the Wuhan laboratories. But again, you couldn't say that. It was a conspiracy theory. It was dangerous. Chuck Schumer and Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi all said that I and the former president and others were spreading misinformation and xenophobia and racism, when now most fair-minded observers accept the fact that this virus almost certainly came from those labs in Wuhan.
I'll give you a little show plug while we're on topic. Is on this Thursday, we're having one of the doctors who was in communication with, and we believe under pressure from Fauci, who switched from this looks like a lab leak to suddenly, this was a natural source market situation. He's coming on the show. We're going to have a debate. He's going to represent that side. We got another doctor who's going to take the opposite view. And I've never seen one of these guys speak out publicly. I'm actually really psyched he's coming on the show. We'll give him a fair shot and hear what he has to say. But yeah, can I just take you back to that? Because like, you're a U.S. senator. It's not like you're Joe Schmo sitting in your, a basement apartment tweeting out about, it looks like a lab leak. I've got my suspicions. And now we all know some of the reasons why you would have had those suspicions. We were funding gain of function research on bats at the Wuhan lab. And so you may have been in a position to know some of this stuff, whereas your censors weren't. So what happened to you? Like when you did say early on, I think this may have come from the Wuhan lab, what happened to you?
Yeah, I can take you back, Megyn, to January of 2020. I just first began to get some inkling that something was up in this central Chinese city that most Americans never heard of, Wuhan. Again, I didn't have special classified information. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor, but I know enough not to trust communists, especially when their actions and their words don't match up. So I saw Chinese communists saying that everything's under control. It's just an ordinary kind of seasonal outbreak of some respiratory virus. Don't worry, nothing to see here. At the same time, they were literally sealing people in high-rise apartment buildings by welding the doors closed. They were building field hospitals in a matter of days. They were locking down populations larger than the entire west coast of America. So that's when I really began to dig into what was happening in Wuhan, what they claimed had happened at that food market. And I realized by the end of January, early February of 2020, that the facts just didn't add up. And that because the Wuhan labs dealt with bat-borne coronaviruses, because Chinese laboratories are notoriously unsafe, it's almost certain that the virus came from those labs. And immediately, the mainstream media, the New York Times, the Washington Post, CNN, all condemned me, said I was peddling false conspiracy theories, that this is somehow xenophobic and going to foment attacks on Asian Americans. They were all carrying water for Chinese communists. They were all running interference. They were basically saying that I and anyone else who subscribed to these common sense views should just shut up and salute and not do anything to rock the boat, or certainly not to offend the Chinese communists. And I explain in Only the Strong, that's actually what the American left has done for a long time, whether it's communist in China now or communist in Russia during the Cold War.
You know who doesn't have spooky meats? Good Ranchers. They deliver America's best meat and seafood to you year-round. No costume of labels, no gimmicks, just great meat that shows up right at your door. Their October Feast special just got even better. You can get up to 4 pounds of meat for free. You order any box, get over 2 pounds of their better than organic chicken breast for free. If your order is over $300 worth of delicious meat, you'll also get 2 pounds of their Wagyu ground beef thrown in as well. Head on over to goodranchers.com/Megyn to claim your special October feast of 4 free pounds of meat today. Join the tens of thousands of Americans getting 100% American meat delivered right to their door. Store-bought meat can be tainted with scary bacteria and with ghoulish inflated prices. Good Ranchers lets you save $25 on every box and lock in your price when you subscribe. Put an end to your meat buying nightmare by visiting goodranchers.com/Megyn to get over 4 pounds free of high-quality beef and chicken. The real monster isn't under your bed. It's really in your fridge. Take control over your food with an October feast from Good Ranchers. American meat delivered. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.